I really do believe that a lot of times you just have to keep going. You have to
Yeah.
keep going, and
Yeah.
that's the key. Is if
Yep.
you're constantly there and constantly there, eventually someone's going to say, this person,
That's right.
they've got it.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I think actually that has a lot to do with it in partially, because no, it has to do with it in whole. But what I mean is partially. A lot of times, I think some of these, editors and stuff like that, kind of just want to make sure you're in it for the long run. So
Yep.
they don't do it at first, but they wait and they say, okay, she's still here. It's a year later or 2 years later. Now we'll do it. That kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah. What is new for you? What's coming up? What's on your horizon?
Well, what I'm really excited about is I've been working very hard on my EP for over a year. And been in and out of the studio, putting so much into the writing more. This is, I feel, a side of me that really no one's seen yet. I feel like I've grown as an artist and I've really come into myself and I understand myself more. And so this new material is very, very much so at a different level than the stuff that's previously been out, because it's really, really, I have just not that I didn't put myself into what I was doing before, but as any artist will understand, it takes time for you to really grow into yourself, especially in the pop industry. A lot of times what you're doing is navigating through all the stuff that you have to do without understanding really what it is. So you spend a lot of time navigating, and I'm at the point where I've navigated through a lot, where I'm finally grown into myself as the artist that I am. And obviously that's going to continue to grow. You always growing as an artist, but I feel really comfortable where I am right now artistically. So everything that I'm writing is just completely a new part of me that no one has heard yet. And the vocals are on a completely different level as well. So I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it for over a year, and we're planning for the first single off the EP to be released this fall. So that's going to be really exciting as well, because I know everyone has loved Fight and enjoyed Fight, and it's been my baby and I love it passionately, but it's really exciting that I'm going to finally get to release my original music. I've had original music out as well before Fight, but like I said, this original music is really coming from a really, really, really amazing new place for me, and I'm very excited about it.
That is really cool. Do you have any kind of a projection as to when you think it might be out?
I would say, well, it's going to be the fall, but we have to figure out the best time, because it's also going to be a radio release, so it kind of depends. But I would say definitely somewhere between September and November, but aiming for September. We'd like to get it out as early as just possible.
That is really awesome. Do you have any plans of touring Europe or other parts of the country? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Actually, since you brought that up, since Fight, a lot of doors have opened. So this really great booking agency just signed me a couple months ago, or about a month ago. I can't really remember, but they're called CEG Talent, and they're amazing. They represent a lot of great people, so I'm really honored to be, a part of their, a part of their a part of their artists now. I know there's a specific word for it, roster. Yeah, roster. I'm really honored to be a part of their roster now, and they've just recently booked me at Harrah's Resort and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And Harrah's has one of the top 10 nightclubs in the nation. Inside Harrah's, it's called the Pool After Dark. So I got to perform there in this glass dome. It's like an indoor pool. It is an indoor pool, and it's this huge glass dome. So that was so exciting, and that was my very first booking through CEG, but they have now, we actually just had a call with them a few days ago, and their plans are international bookings, since you brought it up. They're doing a lot of bookings now in the UK and in Asian countries. So that's what they're looking into for me. And I would just be so happy when that happens, because, for me to just experience new cultures and to get to, perform your music for different cultures and different countries, that's really what it's all about. Just, getting it out there and expressing yourself with all kinds of people.
Yeah, and also I think the fan experience is different every place you go.
Right.
And that is so cool, to be able to experience that. It's an experience. It's, to go to, whether it's Japan, or it'll be different in Germany, and it'll be different again in England, or wherever you go.
Right.
That's got to be a really cool part of it, is that whole cultural experience.
Exactly. Yep. And then to see all the fans and all the people, from different countries, singing along with you and enjoying your music, that's what it's all about, making them happy and having them feel good and having them feel inspired. That's really what it's all about. So, and then it's just to see all those different countries. It's just so inspiring.
Do you have a regular band that plays with you, or how do you do that when you play publicly?
Well, it's funny you ask that as well, because these are all, things that we have been discussing lately on the team. So far, there's been, I've sung with tracks. There's been a few times where I had an acoustic guitarist with me on stage, including New York Housewives, because I did an acoustic version of some of my pop songs, which I love to do. But some stuff in my EP has a really cool kind of country twist. I am from Texas, so I went a little bit back to my roots,
Right.
with this EP. So there's definitely going to need to be a band on stage when I start performing my new music. And so we are definitely, figuring all that out now. But that's going to be a great, awesome thing going forward.
Well, it has been awesome speaking with you, and I hope that we can do this again and kind of follow you along as new things unfold. Would you please share with the audience where they can find you and connect with you?
Sure. Well, all my social media is on my website, and you spell my full name, Cara, last name Quici. So it's CaraQuici.com, but that's the same with my Twitter. It's Twitter /Cara Quici, Instagram /Cara Quici. The only thing that's different is my Facebook, which is /official Cara.
Thank you so much, Cara.
Thank you, Sherry. It's been a pleasure, and I love New Driven Radio.
Thank you.
Look forward to hearing it, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.